Okay, stop everything. Before I even say the words 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV, we need to have a serious conversation. And no, I'm not talking about whether a Corvette SUV is sacrilege. I'm talking about you. Yes, you watching this video right now. We have 20 subscribers. 20, that's it. We need 980 more to hit 1,000. Do you know how that makes me feel? It's like showing up to a Corvette meet with a bicycle. Look, I'm going to be brutally honest with you. If you're about to watch this entire video about the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV, learn everything about the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV, get hyped about the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV, and then not subscribe? That's just rude. It's like test driving a Corvette and then buying a minivan. So here's the deal. Right now, before we go any further, smash that subscribe button. Don't think, don't hesitate, just do it. We're creating content about vehicles like the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV that you can't find anywhere else, and we need 980 of you beautiful people to hit subscribe so we can keep doing this. Come on! It takes 1 second. That's faster than the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will do 0-60. Subscribe right now. Seriously, the button is right there. Click it. Okay, you subscribed? Thank you. Now let's talk about the most controversial vehicle in automotive history, the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV is real, people. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV is happening. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV is going to change everything we thought we knew about the Corvette nameplate. Chevrolet is taking America's sports car and putting it on stilts. And honestly, the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV might be brilliant. Now let me be clear, the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV isn't officially confirmed yet, but the rumors about the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV are so strong, the reports about the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV are so consistent, that we're treating the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV as basically inevitable. GM has been surveying Corvette owners about the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV. Insiders are talking about the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV is coming. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV is expected to launch sometime in 2025 as a 2026 model year vehicle. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will likely debut alongside a 4-door Corvette sedan. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV is part of Chevrolet's plan to turn Corvette into a sub-brand. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV represents Corvette becoming its own luxury performance division within Chevrolet. Why is the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV happening? Money. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will make Chevrolet stupid amounts of money. Look at Lamborghini. The Lamborghini Urus outsells the Huracan and Aventador combined. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will follow that same formula. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV targets buyers who love the Corvette name but need practicality. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will most likely be fully electric. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV is expected to use GM's Ultium battery platform. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will feature high-output electric motors. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV could deliver over 600 horsepower. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV might even offer a performance variant with over 700 horsepower. Imagine this, the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV with dual or tri-motor all-wheel drive. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV with instant electric torque. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV accelerating from 0-60 mph in under 3.5 seconds. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV handling like a sports car despite the added height. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV with torque vectoring. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV with all-wheel steering. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV design is where things get really interesting. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV needs to look exotic. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV can't just be a sportier blazer. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV must be unmistakably Corvette. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will likely feature aggressive styling inspired by the C8 Corvette. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV could have those distinctive Corvette LED headlights. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV might feature a coupe-like roofline. Based on renderings, the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV could look like a cross between a Ferrari Purosangue and a Lamborghini Urus. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV might have muscular fender flares. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV could feature large-diameter wheels, possibly 21 or 22 inches. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will likely have a wide, aggressive stance. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV needs to scream performance from every angle. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV interior will be crucial. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV must feel special. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will likely feature premium materials throughout. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV could have a driver-focused cockpit like the C8. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV might offer seating for 4 or 5 passengers. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will definitely have the latest technology. Expect the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV to include multiple large digital displays. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will feature advanced driver assistance systems. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV could include performance data recording. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV might offer customizable drive modes. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will definitely have wireless smartphone connectivity. Now let's talk about the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV pricing. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will not be cheap. Estimates suggest the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV could start around $70,000 to $80,000. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV performance variants might exceed $100,000. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV pricing will position it against the Porsche Cayenne. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will compete with the BMW X5M. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV takes aim at the Audi RS Q8. But here's why the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV makes perfect sense. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV offers Corvette performance with SUV practicality. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV provides all-weather capability. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV delivers cargo space. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV can carry your family. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV makes the Corvette brand accessible year-round. Think about it. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV is perfect for Corvette enthusiasts who have kids. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV works for Corvette fans who live in snowy climates. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV appeals to buyers who want Corvette excitement with practicality. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV targets people who would never buy a 2-seat sports car. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will likely offer impressive range. With Ultium batteries, the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV could deliver 350 miles of range. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will support DC fast charging. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV might charge at rates up to 350 kilobars. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV could add 100 miles of range in 10 minutes. Now, will Corvette purists hate the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV? Absolutely. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will face massive criticism. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will be called sacrilege. But you know what? The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will sell. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will bring new buyers to the Corvette brand. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will generate profits that keep the C8 Corvette alive. Here's the thing about the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV isn't replacing the traditional Corvette. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV exists alongside the sports car. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV helps fund future Corvette development. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV is actually good for Corvette enthusiasts. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will compete in a lucrative segment. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV enters a market dominated by European brands. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV brings American performance to the performance SUV category. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV could undercut European competitors on price. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV offers incredible value. Performance specs for the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV are still speculative, but expect the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV to be quick. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV could hit 60 mph in under 3.5 seconds. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will likely feature adaptive suspension. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV could include Brembo brakes. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV might offer multiple variants, perhaps a 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV base model, maybe a 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV performance model, possibly a 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV ZR1 or Z06 variant. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV lineup could mirror the sports car's structure. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV options will cater to different buyers. What makes the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV exciting is the unknown. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV hasn't been officially revealed. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV specifications are still secret. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV design is hidden. But the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV rumors are so compelling. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV potential is so massive. Who should be excited about the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV? Corvette enthusiasts who need more seats. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV appeals to families. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV works for Snowbelt residents. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV targets performance SUV buyers. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV attracts anyone wanting American performance. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV could debut late 2025. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV might launch early 2026. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV production could start mid-2026. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV first deliveries might happen late 2026. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV is coming soon. Here's what we know for certain about the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV. First, the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV is being seriously considered by GM. Second, the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV makes business sense. Third, the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will likely be electric. Fourth, the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will be expensive. Fifth, the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will divide opinions. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV represents automotive evolution. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV shows brands adapting to market demands. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV follows the Mustang Mach-E playbook. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV is inevitable in today's SUV-dominated market. Love it or hate it, the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV is happening. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will spark endless debates. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will generate massive publicity. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will sell strongly. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV will change Corvette forever. So what do you think about the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV? Would you buy a 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV? Are you excited about the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV? Or does the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV make you angry? Is the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV brilliant or blasphemy? Drop a comment below and tell us your thoughts on the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV. And listen before you go. If you enjoyed learning about the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV, if this deep dive into the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV was valuable, then please subscribe to Wheels of Luxury. We're at 20 subscribers. We need 980 more. You could be subscriber number 21 or 50 or 500. Help us reach 1,000. Hit subscribe, ring that bell. Leave a comment about the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV is just the beginning. We'll be covering the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV as more information emerges. We'll show you the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV when it's revealed. We'll review the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV when it launches. But we can only do that if you subscribe. So hit that button. Join the Wheels of Luxury family. Let's grow together. Thanks for watching this deep dive into the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV. Stay tuned for more 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV updates. The 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV story is just beginning, and Wheels of Luxury will be here for every chapter. Subscribe now. This is Wheels of Luxury, and the 2026 Chevy Corvette SUV is coming. See you in the next video.